My name is Megan Petty, and I'll be talking about how to help students with ADHD in the classroom. So before I get into that, let me explain a general overview of ADHD. So ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, and it's often characterized by impulsive behavior, struggling to pay attention, people who are overly active. So in the classroom, you might see students who daydream, who forget to complete assignments, who lose their items, who squirm and fidget and talk a lot. You also might see students who struggle to get along, find it difficult to take turns. So there's a lot of different symptoms that you can see. And there's 3 different types. There's predominantly inattentive presentation, and with that one, the students would tend to display behavior where they struggle to finish assignments, they might not really pay attention to details, they might have a hard time following instructions or conversations, they might get easily distracted, and they might forget different aspects of their daily routine. Another type is predominantly hyperactive, impulsive presentation, and with that you'd see a lot of restlessness, fidgeting, talking a lot, grabbing items, interrupting, those sorts of things. And combined presentation, just take all of the symptoms we talked about of the first and second types and put them in one, and you've got the combined presentation. So what can you do in a classroom to help these students? There's a lot of different things you can do. You can sit the student near the teacher so that they can pay attention more easily. You could keep them away from windows and doors so they don't get distracted looking out the window or maybe looking at people who are passing by the room. You could give them resistance bands or fidget toys to help them get out some of that excess energy that they tend to have. You could space the desks further apart so that they aren't bugging their neighbors. You could administer frequent short quizzes as opposed to 1 or 2 long tests. That way they can maintain the attention necessary to complete the assessment. You could give directions or instructions both verbally and in writing to ensure that they know what the instructions are. And you can even give the student a lesson outline so that they can stay on track throughout the lesson. There's also an app for the iPad called iSelf-Control. And basically what it is it allows students the opportunity to evaluate themselves every 30 minutes in various domains to see how well they're staying on track. And if they are displaying adaptive behavior, then they get points. And if they are displaying maladaptive behavior, those points are taken away. The teacher also evaluates the student's behavior on a separate iPad. And in that way, hopefully, students with ADHD can improve their behavior in the classroom. Lastly, there are a lot of different resources out there for those who have ADHD or for those who know someone with ADHD, for teachers with ADHD, who have students with ADHD. First, we've got CHADD, C-H-A-D-D. It's the National Resource on ADHD. You could even find ADHD support groups on Facebook, or there's even a resource called Dear Colleague Letter and Resource Guide on Students with ADHD, and that just goes over law and how that relates to students with ADHD and what they can expect in the classroom and how to best help them and how to administer to their individual needs. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I hope that in the future, if you ever have students in your classroom with ADHD, that it can be a positive experience and that you can be better equipped to handle any of those situations. Thank you, and have a great day.